Hi guys, I guess tag I'm it today. A little tutorial on bandaging. All kinds of bandages and for different purposes. Just for reference, you can buy raw cotton, which this would be for something sterile and an injury. This is a no-bow. The idea is that you can't make it too tight. There's a little stretch. And then when we go on road trips on a trailer, we want something thick and cushiony, very pillowy. When we are wrapping for, say, horse shows, we want, obviously for any kind of leg wrap, you want a clean leg. You don't want to put wraps on top of a leg, especially in the summer or even in the winter, because it's going to make them sweat. Sweat and dirt creates sores. When we are wrapping for shipping, this would be considered too short. Most of my injuries that happen on a trailer, if you slam on the brakes, are either going to involve the knee or the ankle or paulers. We have a bunch of those. They usually get something here. So we want a big, long pillow wrap, which would be something like this size, especially for a long trip. That way it's covering, this is called your cornet band, and it can be just under the knee. When you roll a bandage, I want it super tight, like sausage or a Tootsie Roll. That way when I'm unrolling it and placing it on the horse, I'm not having to pull and make it tighter. So I'm gonna start here. We're gonna assume that this is a shipping wrap and she's going on the trailer. This is also something we practice at home. You don't just throw a wrap on a horse, because if it's new to them, we don't want them pawing and being disruptive where they're also going to get hurt because this feels different. So any kind of wraps, we practice sometimes. So your wrap, you start in the center. It's something that you practice over and over again, because it takes a lot of practice. When you're wrapping, I start and I go down. Now this is going to be a lower bandage than what we would normally do, because I have to cover and make sure that it doesn't slip. When I'm rolling, I will give it a little snug here. That way it's tightening on the front of the leg. I'm not going to pull tight on the back of the leg, because that's where your tendons are. You want to see your Velcro, because that's the last thing. You know you've wrapped it up backwards, which means you have to start all over again if you don't come up with the Velcro. So this particular outside bandage was probably not made for the big pillows. I would have gone with the next size. So we have all kinds of different sizes based on how big or how long your horse's cannon bone is. So then we're going to go with, let's say she has done a lot of jumping and she comes home from a horse show and we put alcohol wraps on her. We just want to cover her ankles. So I would not, I'm trying to support her a little bit better, so the wrap is a lot thinner. And I'm more concerned with support of the ankle. This also gives you an opportunity to check out, make sure that your horse's joints are not, one's not hotter than the other, and they're not swollen. So I would put on my liniment or whatever my medicine is. So you see the difference? There's a big difference, because my main agenda is more medicinal, not for protection with this wrap. I'm still gonna wrap the same. I'm gonna have probably excess of this one because I don't have as much to cover. So I'm gonna spend a little more time, because I gotta waste some of it basically and not have it all left over at the top. it should look uniform. Like I should not have a big bulge somewhere and have it real thin in another spot, unless I have an injury or I've been doing something where I have padding underneath. So you have a support wrap or a medicinal wrap, and then you have a shipping wrap, which, like I said, I would rather have a bigger bandage, and then I could have taken care of a little bit of that, where it would look a little bit neater. Then you have one other kind of wrap, and you girls, you do this all the time. Actually, most of you use boots, because wrapping with a polo can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Now when you're wrapping the back end, the tail gets in the way. So have either somebody hold the tail or tie it. And you see how she's resting her leg? So I need her to stand square. So what I did was I made her put weight on that foot. So I pulled it. So when we do polos, you still start on the inside, and we're trying to support the back of the ankle a little bit better. So we actually go up under it and cup it. Oops. So that's a little low. And there are different types of polo wraps. The next time I'll show you a different one. Takes a little bit of a longer one, and I would actually do a flap on the front. And there you have it. You guys have a great weekend. We miss you. I miss you. Happy Easter.